Yeah. Thank you very much for this great opportunity to present here. And finally, after having done so much work with the ex-ante assessment, background paper, and so on, seeing all the cities coming together and interested in this topic, the topic of water-sensitive cities. What is the situation? You know it probably better than I. Many cities experience too much water or too little water. And it's not that the south has too little water only and the north has too much water only. At different times over the year, many cities are challenged by both. And that makes it extremely difficult to manage with conventional approaches. Major drivers of the situation is climate change, but also new urbanization pattern, urban sprawl, land use management, but also the state of water infrastructure. And what we can see is that the conventional way of managing water in cities does no longer work. So just supplying water and getting rid of wastewater is not the way forward. What we need is a transition to a water-sensitive city which manages water in a circular approach. And that could make water from a problem towards being the solution itself. And one of the big questions was there are so many subtopics linked to that, and how could a thematic partnership manage all that? So there's really a need to focus that. And what I proposed in my ex-ante assessment is to center the perspective on water quantity, so on excessive water and water scarcity in cities, and then taking the whole thing from there, going to what does it mean for wastewater treatment challenges and related energy demands? What does it mean for the quality of runoff, of surface water, of groundwater? And then again, what for the quality of life? So center it. I know there are many more topics which could be linked to it, but I think you have to focus in order to make really progress. And focus on how to design cities water sensitive. And I gave a couple of recommendations presented on the next slide. If you could just move. On better regulations, better funding, and better knowledge, that's a structure. So there are many EU regulations already in place, but none of them specifically on the topic of water-sensitive cities. So there are regulations and policies on water, on urban, on climate change, and so on. So the idea is to figure out how to better mainstream the water-sensitive topic into these existing and ongoing policies and regulations, which are often also combined with funding. There is already an initial mapping in the ex-ante assessment. And then exchange practice on multi-level and territorial approaches, because cities themselves on a purely local level cannot solve the problem of water. On better funding, we hear very often we need more funding, but there is already a lot of existing funding available, and it could be a task to analyze the options for better use of that existing funding. And in addition, to collect practice on other types of financing, innovative types of financing. What I could also see from the analysis is there is a huge bunch of knowledge on water-sensitive cities, on solutions available, but it is scattered across different sources across different countries, institutions, and so on. So what could be done there? You could create a better cross-sector awareness for the opportunities of water-sensitive cities. So going out of the domain of urban water management, but also linking to nature, to health, to the economy, what are the opportunities for them, and then getting at them as allies in the process to support it. Improving the access to knowledge on the solution, exchange good practice, not just on the solutions, but also how the national and regional level can better enable cities, can create a better framework for them to implement actions. And then, of course, questions like capacity building and improving data and indicator that describe water-sensitive cities and level of achievement. So that's in short on my topic.